What is up, everybody? What is up, PCP Army? How are you doing? Welcome to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I am your host, Rockin Robbie. And tonight, we got a fun show. We got some fun, exciting things to talk about, including look at our favorite comic books from last week. We'll look at the books coming up this upcoming week. We'll be doing a top 5 that's Horror Fest related and other fun zaniness, including show and tell. I got some prize selections to show off. How is everybody doing? I hope you had a great week, and I hope all your sports teams won, and I hope your quarterback didn't break his ankle. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Once you get in here, say what's up in the chat, and the show is driven by your questions, your thoughts, your comments, your concerns, all that jazz. So get your stuff in right now. What's up, Bruce? Yeah, Bruce, fellow Cowboys fan. It was a rough one today. What's up, Sam? What's up, Jesse? What's up, Fable? We got a Fable tune coming up later on in the show. What's up, Herminio? Our Yankees. Enough said. What's up, Epoch? What's up, Eddie? What's up, Jacob? How are y'all doing? What's up, Cocaine? What's up, Daniel? Jets lost, but won by losing. Okay. Hey, my man Derek, we'll get to that in just a second, but I do gotta say, you can follow me on Twitter at @TheRockinRobbie. You can join the PCP Army, which is the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. And if you're on Facebook, you might as well follow Pop Culture Philosophers there. We are also on Instagram, and of course, check out popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts, blogs, and a whole lot more. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/PCP, like these fine individuals right here. And we got a couple more to add as soon as November rolls around, and that's always fun. Or you can do so just by liking, commenting, participating in tonight's stream. That's always a plus. Plus, there's a super chat like Derek just did. Derek, thank you, my man. This goes out to you. Thank you so much, Derek. We are now 55% towards completion of funding the Punisher van. So let's roll on through and get the show started. So get your first questions and thoughts, anything you want to talk about, go ahead and get it in there right now. And the less about sports, probably the better tonight. Damn, that sucks. But we're going to get into the first 6. The first 6, we've been going through the Marvel Universe Series 1 trading cards. And tonight, we're going to complete the set. So let's do it. First up, we've got Spider-Man Presents. These are those stupid, jokey ones. Doc Ock, you were once a brilliant scientist. Why did you turn to a life of crime? I thought it would be a good occupation. That's funny. Say, Doc, an octopus is supposed to have 8 arms. How come you only have 6? I'm a scientist, not a mathematician. That's a weird stretch. Next up, we got the Hulk one. Hulk, are you really the strongest superhero there is? Yes, also best looking. Okay. Turn it around. More nonsense. Up. Hulk, I want to ask you a few questions about your other personality, your other identity of Bruce Banner. Then he like I said, no more questions. Anyway, these are silly cards. Next up, we got a Silver Surfer one. Man, I hate it when it doesn't focus. I hate it when they ain't focused. Does your board... what does it say? Does your board ever give you any problems? It's tuned up every 10,000 light years. That's silly. Your board can soar through space, past stars and meteor showers. Is there anything it can't do? It can't hang 10 on the waves in Baja. I hear that El Primo, dude. Get it? Because he's the Silver Surfer. So they give him this surfer personality. Man, it was all like... Anyway, we're just going to roll through this. We got a Thor one right there. They're just stupid, silly jokes. Thor, your mystical hammer can do just about anything. And if I retire as a superhero, I'd have a big future as a carpenter. Next up, we got the Punisher. Punisher, is your real name Frank Castle? He goes, yes, but I prefer Francis. So, Another weird stretch. And then we got the Magneto one. Magneto, why do you hate the X-Men so much? I don't know. I just find myself strangely attracted to them. That's a little magnetic humor there. So yeah, that's the first 6. So there you go. And then in the final 9 plus tonight, because we got to do a final 11 actually to finish it. But we're finishing the Marvel Universe Series 1 stuff later on at the end of the show. How are you guys doing? What do you want to talk about? Sports are rough. Right now, I do have the Lakers Heat game on. It's right there. My ESPN app just started working, so it was cool. I noticed it got updated, so I checked it out. Where I'm watching, 28-20, Lakers are up. So at least I got something good going on sports-wise. What's up, Warlord? What's up, Stefan? Epoch says, hey, Robbie, turns out I have the book with the first appearance of the Punisher van. That's super cool. What book is it? I'm curious. Basketball's still going on? Yeah, man. We're in game 6 of the finals tonight. Lakers are up 3-2. What's up, Nick? How are you doing? Baseball's basically over, though. Go Braves. Go Braves, though. Go Braves. Playing the Dodgers, that's going to be a tough one. It's going to be tough. Bruce, about Dak, I mean, that sucks. That sucks a lot because that's a major injury. That was very gruesome. I didn't get to watch the game live, but I was watching a YouTuber who does commentary on the game as it's being as he's watching it live. And I was doing that. And I was reading this week's DC books, and he just starts yelling out obscenities. And I was like, "What do we do? What kind of bonehead did we get a penalty?" And no. And then I went online and saw Skip Bayless on his Twitter account. Then people were sharing images and video of it, and whoa. That was a brutal and gruesome injury, man. Like, his ankle is like, I mean, the bone was sticking out, man. Pretty sure, so, ugh. Ugh. Giant-sized Spidey number 4. I'm going to write that down. That seems like a cool oddity to have. Giant-sized Spidey number 4. It seems like a cool oddity to have. First Punisher van. Now, we are trying to fund the Punisher van from Toy Biz. It's the same as the Joker one that we funded earlier in the year. Pretty much the same toy with a little bit of extra features. It's going to come with the figure, so we're 55% there. So thank you, Derek. Steve, what's up? Steve says, doing good, Robbie. Reading Undiscovered Country because of your review. So good, man. You know, I know a lot of people, including friends of mine, that dropped out of that book rather early. And I was tempted to drop out of it early, to be honest. I am very glad I stuck with it because by the end of Arc 1 and now is solidly in the beginning of Arc 2, it's really taken on this like Narnia, Wizard of Oz type fantasy journey thing, but ingrained with like American mythology. Like if you look at American history through a mythological lens, years and years from now, in a way where you're detached from the previous civilization, and you're just looking at it as like a mythological base. It's really interesting. So I'm liking Undiscovered Country right now a lot. Jacob, I agree. So sad about Brack, and I want the Braves to win. Hell yeah. Braves are my number 2 team. It's my National League team. It's the closest MLB team to me. It's the one I've seen live the most, obviously. So yeah, go Braves, man. And I said at the beginning of the year, this could be the year because they don't have a second half of the season to fall apart in. Nick says, I just read Department of Truth. Man, definitely one of the best books I've read lately. Yeah, that was a very, very solid first issue. I cannot wait to see where that's going to go. It was my favorite book of September. It was a very, very strong comic book. It was a very strong debut. And now we'll see where they go. Because they started us off in a good place and they got a good launching point. Now we got to see. But I'm just going to say this. Simmons is not going to stop giving us amazing artwork like that. That's very cool, gritty, and Vertigo-esque. But I hope Tynian's got a good wrap around this story. But right now, I'm really sold on it. It's a great concept. Oh yeah, Undiscovered Country totally has Mad Max vibes. Totally. It's great. It's great because of it. Arminio says, I dropped it after the first arc, but Robbie got me to buy it again, too. Hell yeah, man. Glad you checked it out, brother. Nick says, that last page blew my mind. Speaking of Department of Truth, hell yeah. What a great twist at the end, too. I'm really excited to see where they go with that. Fable says, looking forward to more X of Swords, 10 of Swords. Hell yeah, man. 10 of Swords has been great. So great. And even though, we were like, oh, so like, it's going to be the big one-shots, but in between, just the in-between stuff, it's going to be them hunting down their swords, man. It seems like that's really what it is, right? Like the X Factor one immediately follows the creation one-shot. And then the next chapters, the Wolverine getting his sword, Storm getting her sword, but they were really good, and they actually had to go through like major sacrifice to do it. I'm really pumped for this, and so far I've loved it, and I loved how Wolverine led right into X-Force. It was literally the same writer, same artist. It was just like one giant comic book just split into two. I thought that was cool and provided a consistency to it. And that Storm story in the Marauders was actually exercised, if you noticed. It cost $1 more, but there were more pages. It really helped add the weight to the sacrificial element that Storm had to do to get that sword. What was it, Skybreaker or something like that? I freaking love it. What's up, Jeff? Jeff says, I read Stillwater and Department of Truth because you talked highly about it, did not regret it. Hell yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed them. Two of my favorite books that recently debuted in the last month. Like, Stillwater was super good. Department of Truth, though, just hit me in my teen dog shades. You know what I'm saying? Stefan still hasn't read Ten of Swords this week. Man, they're good stuff. It's good. Yeah, the Wolverine story was good. Benjamin Percy understands the character of Logan and that stoic nature to the character. And I think he's doing something interesting and purely Logan with the character that you don't usually see aside from like what he's doing with X-Force and with Wolverine. Because elsewhere, Wolverine seems a bit too content in this world. I think something's going on in Krakoa. I think there's some kind of manipulation going on, whether it's mental or whether it's chemical. There's something going on to keep people super happy and hippie-like and shit like that, I think. Still. Tyler says, got to cut back on the comic budget. What would you consider the essentials right now in Marvel, DC, and Indies? Well, that's a tough one. That's loaded. Essential books at Marvel. Y'all help me out. What are essential Marvel books? To me, it's this. Daredevil, Venom, Thor. That's probably like top 3. And then you can add in the X-Men stuff. And if you want to be super lean with that, just pick up anything written by Hickman. Aside from that, like it's Venom, Thor, and Daredevil. Those are the key Marvel books right now that I think are super, super solid must-reads. We got some people chatting in right now. Jeff, I'm super excited for Batman Black and White. I love the Batman Black and White experiments when they do it. When it was the initial anthology, and then they did it as a backup in the Gotham Knights series in the late 90s, early 2000s actually, because No Man's Land was 99. Therefore, Gotham Knights launched in like January of 2000. But they had like backup stories. They would always have really high levels of talent on those stories, and then they would have some duds here and there, but for the most part, they were really cool short stories that were graphically stunning about Batman. So I'm pumped to see a new generation of comic book creators get a hold of that kind of a concept. I think that's where we get some of our best Batman work. Not best work, like say on the character, but best work as far as execution and doing something kind of unique and different. Even though a lot of the stories kind of almost repeat themselves, it gives you a chance to like really sink your teeth into it. Stefan says Guardians of the Galaxy is good. Jacob loves Marauders. Stefan says X-Men, Thor, Venom, Daredevil. Yeah. Mudfoot in 69 adds Immortal Hulk. Steve says agree with Daredevil and Venom. And yeah, Hickman's a genius. What's up, God Tank? How you doing? He says make sure you have Department of Truth on your pull list, everyone. Yo, Robbie, how you doing, man? How you doing, God Tank? Lakers are up by 10 right now. Hell yeah. We need some good sports news. I'm glad the Cowboys won that game, but did we really win? This season's done. And Auburn, I think, is still playing like shit. Sports are over. The Lakers are going to win. and then sports are over. Anyway, as far as DC books, essential DC books right now, I would say, and I won't say Suicide Squad because that's ending very, very soon. But I would say essential DC books right now are Batman. Catwoman has potential, but it's not quite a must-read yet. But I would say Batman. I would say Metal, as far as that's going, and that stuff's all fun. A lot of DC Black Label stuff is what I think is the best that's going on right now. The Hellblazer book, for instance, the Hill House stuff just wrapped up. But ongoing-wise, Flash just wrapped up a great run. But right now, it's Batman's like their biggest one, their hottest thing. I would check out more of the DC Black Label stuff too. And it's easier to invest in that because it's a little bit, it's not as much of a commitment, right? What do you guys think? What's the best, what's the essential DC books to collect right now? Batman, Metal. It was Flash. Dreaming. Yeah, Dreaming, Waking Hours. You're right, Daniel. That's a great one from DC Black Label. Steve, I think the manufactured crowd sounds are interesting. I don't mind it. I've kind of gotten used to it, and that's fine. But what I hated was when they did at Fox at certain times on their baseball games, and I don't know if they plan on doing this with the World Series coverage, but they added in virtual fans for some of the wide shots towards the outfield, and it made it look like a video game. It's really weird, really weird. But I don't mind I think the artificial crowd sounds are helpful to make it feel a little bit more natural when you're watching it on TV. I watched a game without a crowd sound. It was the game they did in Baltimore. It was what was it during what was it? Was it a storm? Was it some political, some civil unrest or something was going on? And there was a curfew, so they didn't let anybody into a Baltimore Orioles game. And yeah, that was really interesting. I watched that game. I remember that was a while ago. Hickman does plan on coming back with Black Monday Murders. We'll see. Far Sector. Far Sector was one that kind of pulled me out, man. I'm going to have to get caught back up and see what happens. Yeah, anything James Tynion's on. Peach says she's a horror artist. What Marvel book would you put her on? You're talking about Peach Momoko? On a horror book? I don't know, something probably that she could do crazy composition on, maybe a Man-Thing book, kind of do a Man-Thing version of a tribute almost to Swamp Thing or something. That would be interesting, I think. Essential indies, man, that's a lot of them. Decorum, Coffin Bound, those are easy ones to pick out right now. They just came out. Something is Killing the Children, Once and Future, Red Mother. Seven Secrets. Gideon Falls, it's wrapping up. There's a lot of good indies out there. What do y'all guys say? What do y'all say? What's up, David fucking Hatch? So this is where the hangover party was here tonight, huh? Nah, this was... See, I'm professional. I'm not hungover. I was a little loose last night, but I'm not hungover. I feel great. Even though it was a terrible afternoon for my sports team. Daniel says Decorum. John says Monstrous. Oh, Strange Academy here, Herminio. Thanks for reminding me too. That's a great Marvel one right now. Yeah, I don't know about Peach on Moon Knight. I think Man-Thing would be cool. Ice Cream Man, yeah, can't sleep on that. Wind, My Little Pony. Gideon Falls is the best one. That's a good one. The Bar is Rising. We only find them when they're dead. Maybe they'll give Peach Alien. Oh, that'd be interesting. Lakers still up. That's nice. All right. Let's talk about our favorite books last week, y'all. Because I already mentioned a couple of them. What was your favorite comic book last week? What was your pick of the week? Mine was Decorum. Now, it was almost Coffin Bound. It was almost like a co-pick of the week in a way. Coffin Bound is amazing. But I thought Decorum was much easier, actually, even though it's issue number 5. Right? Yeah. Even though it's issue number 5, it was really easy to just jump in, and even if you hadn't read anything that came before, this is a great comic book with perfection as far as execution goes. The artwork, once again, you got this luscious, gorgeous stuff that Mike Huddleston does. You got these great covers. We were shorted our cover A's, but I actually think I like this one better than the cover A. Then, once again, switch in style. And style is what this book is about, and I love that stuff. It's one of the reasons why I think I love horror films and I love comic books, is because I love style in storytelling. So notice how these are very rigidly structured and very, like, you know, there's no color to them. And it's showing you this mundane stuff. And then you hit a page like this. You get a little bit of color, a little bit of gold, which is reflected from the yellow on the cover and on the cover A. And it's the highlight cover here. So you get this nice noir shadow thing going on. You got great composition and sequential storytelling, great layouts. And then, look, when the red happens, it's for maximum effect. We have been lulled this entire time into these really drab, monotonous colors to have this moment pop. It's all set up, but it still references the tone. And then once again, oh my goodness, this is just such brilliancy to me. And then the design work, the way it's structured, the style of the book, and now we get into even crazier stuff. We get into more warm colors. We get into just, it's a different style even. Like, look at the layouts on this page. They are way different than what came before. When I say the style changes, I just don't mean the line work. I mean the actual graphic nature and storytelling of the book. And then we repeat these same scenes, and it anchors the book and gives it weight. And then you start adding in more fantastical coloring with even more drab colors right there. There's not like just a hint of color. It's like very obvious where the color's popping, and it starts to get a bit more psychedelic, and then we bring the red back to show the menace. Yo, all this is intentional, and then we end it with this crazy red tone over everything. Once again, the layout structure, the composition completely changes, and then you hit the end, and boom, boom. That's perfection on a comic book. That is perfection. Decorum right now to me is book of the year. We'll see what happens. But Decorum, holy crap. That's levels above. That's not next level. That's levels above. That was my pick of the week. What was your pick of the week? Your favorite comic book of the last week. Sam says Decorum and Lonely Receiver. Lonely Receiver was my number 3. That was such a great book. Such a great, raw, scary, and real and honest look at the mental anguish and despair that someone can suffer after a really troublesome breakup or a loss. Like, yeah, really good stuff. Should we put on Eye of the Tiger when reading this Decorum issue? I think that might help. That's an interesting concept, Nick. I think we should check it out. Because ultimately, it's a training montage is what the whole issue is. Epoch says Wolverine 6, only because I dropped Decorum after number 2. Purely financial reasons. Well, that's fine. That's cool. There's only 3 issues left of Decorum. It's actually an 8-issue series. I don't know if it's set up to maybe come back as another series. That would be cool. But, you know, we got 3 issues and they can do a lot of stuff in one issue, or they can do very little, but do a lot doing very little. So Decorum's going to be a great graphic novel pickup by the end of the year. But Wolverine 6 was super strong. Tyler says, anyone reading / liking Gillen's Die? I have not been reading that one. I was kind of lost in the RPG references in the beginning, so I decided I would trade weight it, and now the 2 trades are out. I should definitely get on top of that. Brian says, Decorum was amazing. It was very clever. Brian, what's up? Brian says, I found a cool Last Starfighter activity book. Hell yeah, man. That's super cool. Do the Decorum A and B cover connect? I don't know. I haven't even really gotten to look at the A cover except for just the image online of the front of it. Michael says, 3 Jokers is my pick. Hell yeah. That came out the week before, but if you read it last week, it's your pick of the week. Hell yeah. This is a great issue. Stefan says, I'm so behind, still have 3 and 4 to read a Decorum. Yeah, they had a skip month too. You could have got behind. You could have got caught up, but you didn't. Sam Fett says Decorum is my indie comic of the year. Herminio says Batman 100 is my pick, even though they could have used all 100 pages to finish the story. They could have, but they did use those pages to set up some stuff. Didn't read We Only Find Them number 2 yet. Here's something interesting on Epoch. When I reviewed We Only Find Them When They're Dead number 2, I said that the colors in the artwork was just too dark, like it was hard to pop. The digital version isn't like that at all. So there's something in the colors to me. The brightness of the colors didn't come through in the printing process. I think it hurt my enjoyment of the book, to be honest with you. My pick of the week is Disaster Inc. number 4, says God Tank. You know, I stopped reading that one because I just fell out of it, man. I just wasn't interested, man. Maybe I need to check it out when the trade comes out. Brian says, I only read a couple books. I enjoyed Penultiman. I didn't get a chance to read that one. We were actually shorted that one. Reggie, my man, with a super chat. Thank you so much. That 1111. We know we love it. We're now 66.11% to the Punisher van. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy, Hellboy, Hellboy. Thank you so much, Reggie, my man. We really do appreciate the super chats and the support and the Punisher van. We're working on it. You know, we did get the new setup. Why did I not set up the images to share tonight with you? Images in the PCP Army, but the new set's been built. We got the shelves. We got stuff on it right now. We don't have the cool lighting for behind it, but we'll get that soon. But think about just filming a video in there for the hell of it soon. Brian says, I heard the Hellboy song out in the wild. Is it like Creative Commons tune or something? Yeah, I found it on the YouTube studio. When you're on YouTube, they have music that you can use, and it was on there. That's where we found it. The lyrics, though, are all me, baby. Oh, Michael, don't worry. That's fine. Tyler says, Decorum is the best comic I've read in a long time. D-Met says, hated Decorum and We Only Find Them When They're Dead. Both were just too vague. Still love your insight. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Coffin Bound was very cool, though. Hell yeah, I'm glad you like that one. That one's really a little too weird for a lot of people, but I love that one. It's another one of my favorite books this year. It was one of my favorites last year. Should have made my top 10, really, honestly. Yeah, in hindsight. Epoch says, I was wondering if The Walking Dead Deluxe was a weekly release. Nope, it's monthly, so that can't last all those reprints. See, I don't know if they're going to be able to make it all the way through, but I guess that's the plan. So they can eventually have a colored version, in graphic novels, because they'll be putting graphic novels out too. So I don't know. We'll see. When they did Walking Dead Weekly before, when they re-released it weekly, it only went 50 issues or something like that. I saw that Mike was in here saying that his pick of the week was Lakers lose tonight, but bruh, it doesn't look like that's happening. I mean, I know that this is the Heat and they can do a lot of things and they're a tough team, but y'all, it's 46-30 right now with 5 minutes left in the first half. What's up, S Squared? How you been? Decorum 5 and Coffin Bound 7. Oh my, hell yeah. Can you put some lyrics to the YouTube streaming tune? What do you mean? When you go onto a premiere and it has a 2-minute countdown. Oh no, I don't know. Like when you do the, Like when you like have like a premiere, a video premiere, and it's like I think that's just all on YouTube. I think I've only done that a few times and haven't done it in a long time. Yeah, D-Mets, you know that eventually what they're doing is they're going to be collecting these too, so you'll have these collected versions of deluxe colored Walking Dead, so that's probably the best way to get that. Just wait till it's all done. I'm surprised they just didn't do it as graphic novels, but they're trying to, let's be honest, they're trying to make that money. You know, Image is missing the Walking Dead sales right now. Seriously. Hell yeah, Fable. Lonely Receiver number 2 was great. What's up, Comic Crazy? How are you doing? Right now, it was, goddamn, I just saw it. It looked like it was 46-32 Lakers. But the score just went away. Here it is. Yeah, 46-32, 4.5 minutes left in the first half. Do you think Kanto has teeth to stick around a while? Also, Last Ronin Ashcan, will that be a turtle must-have since they changed it? Maybe. You never know how that stuff's going to work. That's mostly based on the speculator market and what they decide to do with it. I did get to read, I thought I had gotten a first issue of Last Ronin number 1. I was really excited, but it was just like the first 8 pages or something, and I liked it better than what I read in that Ashcan, so that was kind of cool. Does Kanto have the teeth to stick around? I think it really does, because it's a very strong book right now. How long, though? Is this a book that could go 7 or 8 volumes, or is it a book that would be really good at just a lean 3? I don't know. But it's got a direct core to story and the nature of story and what makes storytelling resonate in the human experience. So there you go. Baby Teeth as a spec, not a bad idea, because Baby Teeth is one of those Donny Cates books that didn't get a lot of publicity and not a lot of people even still knew about. And people in Hollywood and in the entertainment world, they know who Donny Cates is, right? They like eventually someone's going to know. They're going to pick up some stuff, and maybe they'll have something that works. Maybe like when God Country comes out, maybe that will work, and then they'll start snatching up everything. And he'll gladly sell rights to things, right, to get that paycheck. So Baby Teeth is probably a good one, because there's definitely probably a less print run on that one than, say, something like even Redneck. Dang, I'm really getting into trades. Picked up Year 1, Volume 1. Been on board since your first review. Did a trade weight on that one. You mean Year 0? You talking about the zombie book from AWA? That's a good one, yeah. I've gotten sent the first couple issues of Volume 2. I need to get better at reading that. Yeah, new Red Mother this week. That's always exciting, is it not, Fable? Is it not? There's some really great comic books. I know we say this every year, but man, I think that this year's quality of comics are super, super high. Some good ones last year, some great ones this year. Comic books are just in a great moment right now, I would say. I would 100% say. Fable, you're right. New God Country. Red Mother this week. D-Message, God Country, Baby Teeth are both fire. Hell yeah, they are. Hey, Nick just got a Baby Teeth number 1 the other day. Hell yeah. Yeah, new Red Mother this week and a new Bad Mother this week. We're about to be talking about the new comic books this week. I'll run through the list real quick, but I do want to point out, everybody, you got to check out Comics with Bueller. We got a brand new Coffee and Comics video, I guess, tomorrow morning. I'm always down to watch those videos. Him and Bob do a great job, and I'm super excited. And I usually get spotlighted on there, so that's always a bonus as well. And do check out Bueller's videos on Tuesdays when he does his weekly top 10 books that he's most looking forward to picking up. We're in Thunderdome right now, and I could always use your support. I was thinking about what I should pick for my Thunderdome pick this week. I haven't officially picked. It's between Rorschach and Devil's Red Bride. But I've read both of those, and Devil's Red Bride is better. So I think I'm going to go with that one for my Thunderdome pick. But I could always use your votes in those videos and try to get to the end of Thunderdome and represent for the PCP Army. That was the most straightforward issue of Decorum yet, Ryan. You could have not read the previous 4 issues and read that and be fine. And if you don't like that, you just won't like the book. It's style, man. How is the Swamp Thing one-shot this week? I'm not home, haven't read it. It's okay. It's got some good, solid stories in it. It's better than the DC Halloween special that comes out this week. Hell yeah, Derek. Yeah, Devil's Red Bride, man. It's a great book. Comes out this week from Vault. And Bueller even had a little hand in an exclusive cover of it. Modern books can really pop when the right team and talent are on it. Hell yeah. Brian says, I don't think I've ever loved a first issue as much as I love Department of Truth #1. That was great. Station. Everybody, give everybody a station. Yeah, Devil's Red Bride is going to be my pick for Thunderdome. I'm sure I'll get a message from Bueller tonight. But I could always use your support and your votes. In fact, I could still use your votes right now. Just after the stream, go over to Comics with Bueller, and I'll be like, yo, find the weekly top 10 video with Thunderdome and just vote for PCP. Say Batman, PCP. A vote for PCP is a vote for, somebody else had the same pick as me. Was it Bob? Or was it two brothers? I don't remember. There's only 3 of us left. Station. There's only 3 of us left. Station. Like, I have to give a station every time I see one. It's so crazy. Anybody else still loving Nailbiter Returns and that Texas Blood? I'm thinking of dropping them to make room for other books. I'm not reading Nailbiter Returns, Brian, because I haven't read the original series except for the first few issues. I am still digging on that Texas Blood, though. That's just me. Samuel says, already done. Michael says, the only positives of 2020, great comics, Robbie's comic review, and anything else Robbie does on his channel. Well, thank you so much, Michael. I really do appreciate that. My positives of 2020 have been PCP, you guys, and your support and joining us for the movie reviews on Friday nights. Horror Fest has been a great thing. Got some great toys. The Lakers, at least we got some sports. Station. 50 plus in the chat. Smash that like button, y'all. That would be a great idea. Don't forget, Horror Fest does roll on through. We've had a great time in Horror Fest already. Lost Boys, Cabin in the Woods, Near Dark. We did all 6 George A. Romero films. We did Reanimator this last week, and we did a bonus Monster Squad review on Dylan's Comics last night. And me and the PCP crew, we got a little rambunctious. But this week, we're very excited because this week it's time for the Phantasm series review. All 5 Phantasm films talked and discussed in depth this upcoming Friday night at 9 p.m. But Horrorfest continues even before that. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time here for a live movie commentary on The Mummy's Ghost. Join us for a Mummy Monday. But definitely be here Friday night when we talk about all 5 Phantasm films. And this is your chance right now to watch all the Phantasm films and join us Friday night. I've watched the first 3. I'm going to be handing those off to Brooks soon. Strickland's already been watching them. I think Strickland told me they were all on Amazon Prime except for 2, I think. I obviously have them all on Blu-ray. Weird stretch, I know, but that's the way it works. 69 dudes. Let's see if we can get 69 people in here and 69 thumbs up. How many thumbs up do we have right now? We only got 34. Come on, y'all. Let's get 69 thumbs ups. Let's see if we can do that. Everybody hit that thumbs up. Babel says they have Phantasm on Tubi. Nick says, looking forward to the Mummy movie live tomorrow. Yeah, me too. Tomorrow night, The Mummy's Ghost. Live movie commentary. Watch The Mummy's Ghost with me. Live tomorrow for Mummy Monday. New Bill and Ted this week too. Hell yeah. Always try and get ahead of me, Fable. Nailbiter is good. Don't need to read the original. I'll take that into consideration. I'm just that kind of guy. I just wonder, and it's only 6 volumes. Surely I can do that, but I did read some more Spawn this week, though. I'm now up to issue 70, I think, of Spawn. Still fucking loving it. Still loving it. 2 is $4 on YouTube. Yeah, they're easy to find. It's not like Near Dark, where you can't find Near Dark. Must be old. Don't know what Tubi is. Me neither. I'm assuming it's an app or something. How messed up was The Boys? Yeah, I haven't watched The Boys yet. I'll probably try to get into that once I get caught up on Lovecraft Country now that with The Haunting of Bly Manor's out. So there's a lot of TV all of a sudden coming out. I heard Books of Blood's not very good, though. The Clyde Barker one. Twitch, I honestly don't think we had many more hopes and dreams for this season. But yeah, with the Dak injury, that's crazy. So thank you for your sympathy. Kirby says, looking forward to that Phantasm review from you guys. Thank you. I'm looking forward to you checking it out. I'm looking forward to it. I've never watched Ravager. I've never watched part 5. You know, it came out like 4 years ago, and I've never watched it, so we'll see. Tubi's a free streaming site with ads. Okay, super cool. Just found Tubi and watched Hellraiser for the first time. Man, I love me some Hellraiser. Mudfoot69 says, I'm just going to say go Rays, no disrespect to the Yanks. No, I'll be honest, man, I hate to say it, but the Rays were the best team in the American League. So I hope that you guys go over the Astros, but I hope that the Braves or the Dodgers beat y'all. No disrespect. Christopher says, Books of Blood was okay, just okay. That sucks. What's up, Comic Book Therapy? Hellraiser, the first Hellraiser is the best Hellraiser. But I really like and am attached to a lot of the ones like 5, 6, and 7 in particular, which most people don't like those ones. But I really like it's Inferno and it's, what is it? It's Inferno, Deader, and Hellseeker. Yeah. Inferno, Hellseeker, and Deader. I really like that. What's up, Bueller? Station. Everybody station for Bueller. What's up, Bueller? We were talking about your Thunderdome. We were talking about the Coffee and Comics video. But we were talking about Thunderdome, and the pick the PCP Army's going with is going to be Devil's Red Bride #1, my man. I was thinking about Rorschach, but I read it. And I've read Devil's Red Bride, and I'm going Devil's Red Bride. Plus, you had your first unofficial exclusive cover with them. I'm going Devil's Red Bride. Station. 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 Hell yeah. I love it. Why 5, 6, and 7? I thought #1 turned me off when I love the first one, but I really like 5, 6, and 7. I don't know why. I think they're really fine films, but they weren't written to be Hellraiser films. There's a whole discussion about that. Tubi has Full Moon Productions too. Do they have a? I don't know if this was a full moon because it's banned, but do they have Dolls by any chance? I don't have a copy of Dolls anymore. And the Blu-ray went out of print. It's super expensive. Looks like we're in halftime. Whew. Rondo. But yes, everybody go vote for PCP and Thunderdome. You still got time to vote right now for this last week's pick, which was Batman 100. And then you got time, of course, Tuesday morning is when that video releases, to vote for our new one. And we're going Devil's Red Bride. Vault Comics for the win, baby. Speaking of Bueller, he's got a great video that comes out every Wednesday where he lets you know what's coming up in comic book shops. It's way better than what I'm about to do right now. Let's look at what's coming up in comic shops this week. Let's start with Image. From Image Comics, we have Commanders in Crisis #1. It's a new one from Steve Orlando. I'm interested in checking that one out. We have an original graphic novel hardcover called Dracula Motherfucker. That seems interesting. We've got Stealth #6. That's the final issue. We have Redneck #28. And there's a second printing of Stillwater #1 in case you missed the first one. We're just like second printings. From Dark Horse Comics, we have Bill and Ted Are Doomed #2. Station. Super excited for that. We have Elf Quest Stargazer's Hunt #4. We have True Lies of the Fabulous Killjoys National Anthem #1. Super pumped for that one. I am emblazonedly excited for that one. From IDW, we have Sonic the Hedgehog #33. Usagi Yojimbo #13. Let's jump right into Marvel. For Marvel, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 50. You telling us that you couldn't even give us an entire week from the $9.99.49/$8.50 to come out with a $6 number 50? Fuck you, Marvel. God, that pisses me off. Avengers 37. It's out this week. Some timeless variants for those two. The Avengers one's dope because it's Black Panther. Cable number 5, Ten of Swords crossover. Captain America number 24 with a really cool timeless variant of Falcon and Red Wing. Yeah, that's dope. That just pisses me off about Marvel and Spider-Man. That's greedy. That's greedy. And it's not even like an exciting Spider-Man run. Captain Marvel number 22 is out this week. Hellions number 5. That's where you're going to get your Jean Grey Phoenix timeless variant. Immortal Hulk 38 with a Bennett spoiler variant. Ooh. Spoiler variant. What's going on there? There's an omnibus. Marvel Horror Lives Again. Sounds interesting. And you ask Jim what that one's all about. Marvel Zombies Resurrection number 3. New Mutants number 13. Continuing Ten of Swords as well. Star Wars Darth Vader number 6. New printings of all kinds of Thor and Strange Academy. Hey, the War of the Realms omnibus strikes this week. Warhammer 40K. Marnius Calgar? I don't know. It's Warhammer. I'll read it and I'll probably be really confused. And a Ten of Swords handbook is out this week. From Dynamite. Oh, let's see. Oh, Dynamite number 1 is out. Somebody has asked me to cover that, so sure. We'll see how long I can last on that one. Killing Red Sonja number 4. Red Sonja Age of Chaos number 4. Sometimes it's really hard to tell. Vampirilla number 14, because there's always these other variants coming out. Vengeance of Vampirilla number 10, that just may be variants or whatever. From Boom Studios. Once again, I'll just say check out Bueller's video. But I still like doing the segment because it's about what we're excited for coming up. From Boom Studios, we have Buffy the Vampire Slayer Willow number 4. Lumberjanes number 74, which is going to be an HBO Max miniseries, like an animated series or something. Once and Future number 12. Red Mother number 9. Seven Secrets number 3. Big week for Boom. From DC Comics, we have Batman and the Outsiders number 17. That's the final issue. Detective Comics 1028. Batman's Grave number 11, the penultimate issue. Death Metal number 4 is this week. Doomed and the Damned is their Halloween special this year. Hawkman number 28, the penultimate issue of that series. Justice League Odyssey, J-Lo number 25, the final issue of J-Lo. I won't get to holler out that J-Lo anymore. Rorschach number 1 from Tom King and Jorge Fornes. As well from Tom King and DC Black Label's Strange Adventures number 6. Superman 26. Flash 763. The first post Joshua Williamson issue. The Green Lantern number 8, but I didn't see that in our shipment. I don't know if I just missed it. And Wonder Woman 764. Bueller says, so Amazing Spider-Man 49 was delayed a week. That's why we're getting the back-to-back. But then Marvel is putting out Amazing 50.1 next week. So, boo. Hell yeah. It's effed up, man. Daniel's like, okay, I got to be honest. I have no idea what Station is. But Fable, right there. Hooked you up with the answer. Station is a character from Bill and Ted. He's the original Groot. All he says is Station. And it became a whole thing in Bogus Journey that people would just exclaim Station and like you would excellent or something like that. And then in the new film, there's a station that's timed perfectly towards the end of the film. That's great. And from other publishers, we have Atlantis Wasn't Built for Tourists number 2, Bad Mother number 3, Bleed Them Dry number 4, Bloodshot number 9, Concrete Jungle number 1, Devil's Red Bride. That's right, PCP's entering the Thunderdome this week. Grindel, Kentucky number 2, Stargazer number 2, The Vein number 1, which is a vampire story from Elliot Rahal and Oni Press. So be on the lookout for that this week because I'm definitely pumped for that. Vampire the Masquerade number 3, Villainous number 1, We Live number 1, and Yasmin number 3. I do have ARDs. This was a leftover from last night. It's got NARDs. We did a Monster Squad review. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Rorschach #1, I'm there. Dude, the artwork's really good. Jorge Fornes has a great style. Very simple. The story's interesting. It's an interesting murder mystery. We'll talk more about that in the second segment because you're going to get a little bit of a preview of my DC thoughts for this week. And what's up, Kevin? I hope you've been doing well. I see that you've completed the Extinction book, and I'm very excited to be getting that in, so hell yeah. Got to get you on another Teen Dog Shades night soon. I'm fiending to have one of those nights. Comic Book Therapy says, I'm not sure how Marvel has a leg to stand on when you have all the greatness and stories and art rolling over at DC. All right, here's the question then, real quick, everybody. Just throw out a Marvel or a DC. What do you think is better? We know indies are better. We know that. But between Marvel and DC, what do you think is pumping out better content right now across the board? What do you think? Let me know. Marvel or DC? Me personally, I'm saying DC. Metal is a fun and exciting event. Tynion's doing exciting things over at Batman right now. Flash just wrapped up a significantly awesome run. You got Justice League Dark and Rom V there, and also on Catwoman about to start a really cool run there. Overall, I like the direction of DC. I like most of what we're seeing. It's got some stuff I don't like. Not digging on Wonder Woman, not digging on Superman, but for the majority of their mainstream line, I think it's pretty decent. And their DC Black Label stuff, and then their outreach towards DC Kids and stuff like that, with the graphic novels, especially for bookstores. I think DC's pretty up right now. I see a lot of DCs right now. DC from Jacob, Comic Book Therapy. Daniel, Christopher, Mudfoot, Kevin, Michael, God Tank. But we got some Marvels. Marvels from Derek. Marvel from Samuel, from Nick, from D-Mets, from Comic Crazy. David says DC always because he's a DC fanboy. He really is. Fable says about even. Marvel, to me, I'm going with DC because it's the DC Black Label stuff in particular. I think they have a better publishing plan right now than Marvel does. They have better outreach as far as getting some of these things. Like, you know, we as direct market, you know, guys, we can kind of scoff at these like little like independent looking like graphic novels they have that are not set in continuity or whatever. They sell like crazy to people, and so they're doing a lot of stuff out there. They don't really have a super aggressive incentive program. They got a very cool variant program that I think is really neat and better than Marvel's. I don't know. I think I like DC right now a little bit better than Marvel overall. Bueller says DC. I would also say that across the board, I think the art right now is stronger at DC than it is at Marvel. Though Marvel's got really solid books. Venom, Thor, Daredevil, Strange Academy, the X-Men stuff. Like, those are strong-ass books. And they got more big tent projects, I think. But DC has more interesting and innovative projects with their DC Black Label line. Like Strange Adventures is something I really, really like. But they're also doing great on their superhero line with Metal, which is, to me, a better event than Marvel's had in a while. Though I am hopeful for King in Black, but we'll see. All right. Eric says Suicide Squad and Justice League Dark are my favorite books right now. Boom has been killing it. Yeah, we all know that Boom or Vault or Image or even Scout, like, we know that they got the one up. Even Aftershock coming up, you know what I'm saying? But DC's about to go through something. We'll see if they can come out of it. We may have a mass creative exodus from DC coming up. I'm always worried about that. If you want to talk more, yeah, Marvel sucks in quality of paper. That's another thing to really pay attention to right now, too. Marvel's gone right back to the idea of using the cheaper paper, and they use the same paper material for their covers, and their books are really easily damaged and very flimsy. And keep them out of humidity, which, good luck here in Alabama. I'll tell you that. All right, we're about to take a quick break, but when we come back, we got a preview of the DC books this week. I'm going to give you my early thoughts on what's coming out from DC that I read this week. A little bit of a sneak peek into the weekly comic book review, if you will. Plus, we got a top 5. It's Horror Fest related, and you guys are going to like it. We're going to have fun. Anyway, the song that you're going to hear is from The Basement Show, the hip-hop group I was a part of a while ago, over 10 years ago. This song is called Fallen. This was my homie Kevin, Skeptic. This was mostly his baby, but he wanted to do a song. We were coming off of the Iraq War invasion and all that stuff. We wanted to do a song. We had some friends that had lost some people in the Iraq War, so we wanted to do a song kind of about that. And so this song is called Fallen, and we'll be right back, y'all.
You may be gone, but not forgotten, immortalized in this song. Fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters, friends, daughters and sons, fallen heroes giving their lives in boxes sent home. A thank you letter from the press, I'm a machine cause he's gone. And he ain't attended funerals cause he isn't that strong. He'd have to face the families of men and women he's wrong. But I digress, this is the time to get that shit off my chest. Rest in peace, someday we'll see you again. It's for the brave, the loyal, courageous who fight. To the soldiers dodging bullets, death and vain, it's not right. Tears rolling down my face, soaking the pages I write. Black, Latin, Asian, whites, and color aside, they gave their lives so that we could pursue happiness one day at a time. Never forget the sacrifice, keep your eyes on the light, cause where there's spirit's always light. Just keep that fire burning bright.
See the ghosts that always there, taste the blood on the air, on the ground that we walk, and the treasures that we bear. Hear the echoes of the shots, feel the cries at the docks. Souls not returned, only bodies in a box. Since the longing and the pride, the purpose of a life. Here I sit and comfort while so many have to die. I try to find a rhyme to make sense of this crime, but it still seems unfair. Hopefully we'll learn
And
in
this
time.
is for the brave, the loyal, courageous who fight. To the soldiers dodging bullets, death and vain, it's not right. Tears rolling down my face, soaking the pages I write. Black, Latin, Asian, whites, and color aside, they gave their lives so that we could pursue happiness one day at a time. Never forget the sacrifice, keep your eyes on the light, cause where there's spirit's always light. Just keep that fire burning bright.
No greater love could a man have than to be laid down his life for his friends now. Like I love that it may not compare, but my love over fallen is as strong as a prayer. Cause I wouldn't be the person that I am today if not for the heroes but that paved the way. And about the sacrifice, I got one thing to say, and that's a real soldier's death is never in vain. So we live through the pain, carry on in your name. And for the selfless act, there ain't no one to blame. Still I can't understand how it isn't a plan. I can't wait until we meet, I can shake your hand like a man. Understand we get the mercy of the faith and the pace and the fabric from the choices that we
And
make.
this is for the brave, the loyal, courageous who fight. Death and vain, it's not right. Keep that fire burning bright. You're my brothers, you're my sisters, you're my closest friends. Never met you, but I promise we'll drink stories, shake hands, reminiscing about the times we spent with family back when. Gone but not forgotten, fallen heroes, take 10 to them. Someday we'll see you again. Yeah, someday we'll see you again. Someday we'll see you again. Yeah, someday we'll see you again.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm your host, Rockin Robbie Billups. That's right, it's Halloween time. We got a top 5 Horror Fest themed top 5 coming up later on in the show. And we also got a little bit of a DC preview. My thoughts on this week's DC books. That's coming up here on the stream. I do want to say you should join the PCP Army, the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. And if you're on Facebook, you might as well follow us there. You can also follow Pop Culture Philosophers on Instagram. I'm on Twitter at the Rockin Robbie. You can check us out at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. Haven't been doing a lot of podcasts this year. We've only really done one, but we've been doing a lot more live streams, and I'm having a lot of fun with those live streams. If you want to support the channel, just do so by participating in tonight's stream. This show is driven by your questions and your comments, so get them in right now. Let's fuel the second half into infinity and beyond. Let's have a grand old time tonight. If you want to support the channel a little bit further financially, you can do so tonight in a super chat, which will trigger a Joker video, or you can do at patreon.com/PCP like David, Alex, Brianiac, Nelson, Reggie, Brian, Didi, Bullseye, Dunlaney, Eric, George, Hamburger, HC, Jason, James, Javi, Jose, Josh, Louis, Monmeat, Michael, Mikey, Nick, Fable, Robert, Sebastian, Taki, Timo, TJ, and William. Thank you guys so much for your support. We do appreciate it. Horrorfest rolls right on through. We're about over halfway through, and it's kind of sad, but don't worry, we still got a lot of excitement coming, including the Phantasm series review live on the channel Friday night at 9 p.m. Central Time. So go ahead and watch all of 5 of the Phantasm films and join us for a live discussion. And then, of course, tomorrow night, though, at 8 p.m. Central Time, we'll be doing a live movie commentary for Mummy Monday. It's all going to be about The Mummy's Ghost, starring Lon Chaney Jr. So what's up, everybody? Let's get this second part of the show kicking. We got some fun stuff coming up, but I just want to chat and talk. What's going on? You guys were talking about how dark Something Is Killing the Children has gotten, and I'm like, are we surprised? Honestly, the book's called Something Is Killing the Children, and they do not hide from that. And this is a good question. Do you think anybody in 2020 or 21 or beyond would have the balls to accurately adapt it into film, whether the small screen or the big screen? Do you really think that could work? Or is it too much? Is it too much for a TV audience? Is it too much for a movie audience? If in the 80s, I'd say, hell yeah, let's go for it. Let's get Stuart Gordon on it and we'll kill a kid. It doesn't matter. Multiple kids get killed in front of you in this. Are they going to do that? Would they do that? Hey, everybody. Everything Comics is here. That's right. Bob from Everything Comics. Everybody give Bob a station. Station! How are you doing, Bullseye Bob? Sucks about Dak, doesn't it? What do you think the endgame is for Immortal Hulk? I don't know. I've been enjoying the ride for the most part on Immortal Hulk, but it hasn't enamored me like it has earlier. Station! It hasn't enamored me as it has in like the Go to Hell arc. What's the endgame? I don't know. And I guess that's interesting. I don't know what Al's endgame's going to be for this. And so I'm excited to check it out. Station! Station! So I'm excited to check it out. Station. What I would recommend. Samuel says, I only ever got number 1. I didn't pick up any more Something Is Killing the Children. What I would do is sell that thing, get the trade, and then buy something nice for yourself. Treat yourself. Yeah, it's obviously, Epoch's right there. Station. Epoch's right. It's going back to the One Below All. That's what was set up. That's where we're going. And they're building into it, and they're bringing in the leader right now, and you can tell that they're reaching their end game. Is that like a... It's a magnificent, most excellent, most non-heinous greeting that we have derived from Bill and Ted, the Bill and Ted movies. Al Ewing is a fascinating writer to me, Stefan says, because he'll write something fantastic and then sometimes it's meh. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, especially if you're prolific, not everything is gold. Look at Stephen King. Is everything gold that he does? Do you think the Hulk will be turned villain by the one below all? Maybe for a short time towards the end of the arc, but Bruce will regain control. Something like that. Maybe we'll get like a new amalgamation of the Hulk's personalities or something. Maybe we'll get a new version of the Hulk. Probably not, though. I don't know. Damn, the Heat up by 30. Damn, not the Heat, the Lakers. The Lakers are up by 30. Damn. Who was that almost dead dude at the end of time in Immortal Hulk number 25? It's been so long since I read that. That was last year. I don't remember. Was it Hulk? Big FF number 25 coming up, right? I mean, how big is it going to be? Nobody cares about that book. It's not making waves. It's okay. It's okay. It's not the greatest. Derek says it was the Immortal Man. There you go. Makes sense. I need to do a reread of Immortal Hulk, maybe. Yeah, Easy Reader's like, wasn't that Immortal Man? There you go. Yeah, Stefan, they need to take Dan Slott off. They need to put Chip Zdarsky on. That's what I think. But what do I know? What do I know? In The Outsiders, they kill kids. HBO. Okay. All right. Do they put a kid like floating in the air in front of you and just shred them? Like guts pouring out? Brian says, I'm pretty excited to make my first mechanical keyboard. I should have all the parts next week. Cool. That sounds neat, man. Look at LeBron sitting on that ball. Look, I'm sitting on this ball. Bounce around. That's what I'll do. There's a Doom cover that is fire for the Fantastic Four 25 coming up. I'm just glad that they didn't do the timeless variants for 25, so they would have been more pricey. Because I did get all four of those. Okay. I'm not like Bueller. I'm not getting all the timeless covers. You know, I got Namor, and I got the four, and I think I'm going to get Black Panther. I'm going to get the Fantastic Four ones, the ones that are related to the Fantastic Four, right? To me. So, wouldn't it be great if they did like a series of villains after this? Oh, that'd be so good. What do you think of Ryan Ottley leaving Amazing Spider-Man? That's what I think. It's a shame that he hasn't actually gotten to make a statement on Spidey. I think he's done some decent work. But because he's tied into a run that's kind of lackluster and it's not making waves, it's not getting people excited, it's not making people talk about it, the Spencer run, Ottley's not going to be able to be elevated to be like a preeminent Spider-Man artist because of it. He has the potential to. He has the potential to be a Stegman or a Bagley or a Ramita or he has a Ramos. He's got the potential, but he didn't have the opportunity working with Spencer, I don't think. So it's sad, but it is what it is. Why did they move Gleason off that one issue though to bring in Bagley? Why did that happen? Funny that Boom got that Netflix TV deal and then started putting out books with kids dying in them. You know it. They need to give Patrick Gleason more work at Marvel. I agree. He's a great artist, especially for superheroes. Fable says they'll probably put Eisner Award-nominated Cantwell in FF. Here's the thing. His first issue of Iron Man's good. He's really great on a book called Everything at Dark Horse. It's perfection. It's so great. It's a very eerie and melancholy, like surreal type book. I don't like his Doctor Doom, but he is doing a Fantastic Four one-shot. And usually when you see that kind of stuff happen, that's testing the waters. They're testing Cantwell out right now. Like, this is somebody that maybe Marvel's kind of grooming. And so that wouldn't surprise me, but I think Zdarsky would be a good one because he did amazing work with the legacy of the Fantastic Four on Marvel 2-in-1, and it would really help set up Dan Slott. which, let's be honest, Dan Slott's Fantastic Four run has been lackluster and hasn't done anything to really convince many fans that the book should have even come back in the first place. So, we need a definitive run on Fantastic Four, especially because there is a movie looming on the horizon. So, we got to get some Fantastic Four teams together. Who would you put on Fantastic Four? Who would be your writer? Who would be your artist? I would go Chip Zdarsky, but I would definitely have to make sure that Chip got edited down a little. And what I mean is, Chip has sometimes he can become a little excessively wordy, a little too verbose sometimes, and it can hold down the flow of a story. I would like to see an editor work with Chip and kind of even that out and make the book feel a little bit more free and loose, because the Fantastic Four needs to be more adventurous. And if it gets bogged down by a lot of like text pages, it can really hurt something like that. So I think that a good editor could really work with him on that. As far as artist goes, who would I like to see draw Fantastic Four? I mean, there's so many people that could do it, that have never done it. Oh, that's a tough one. Who's at Marvel's wheelhouse right now? Morrison and Quietly for Fantastic Four. Fat chance. What is Mark Buckingham doing right now? Allegedly, those Miracle Man issues with Neil Gaiman. Reminder and Matteo Scalera on Fantastic Four. That would be dope, but that would never happen. Bogdanovic, that would be interesting. I don't know about for Fantastic Four. It's kind of got a gritty style. We need somebody that can handle like a really cosmic. Juan Cabal would be a good one that Marvel has. The guy that's been doing Guardians of the Galaxy. That's a potential that could work. With Chip and a little bit more of a looser script. With Dan Mora, I mean, you're not going to dissuade me of that. Dan Mora would be amazing. Steve McNiven was great on Fantastic Four Marvel Knights. He was, but he's not quite the same artist as he was anymore. And I think it's because he can't meet a deadline. And if he does try to meet a deadline, his work suffers. I would say Peach, no. Maybe some covers. Peach did sign Marvel exclusive. How about Pepe Larraz? That'd be dynamic. Sometimes his work can be a little bit busy, but I don't know. That could work. The problem is Zdarsky can have busy dialogue, and you don't want a busy artist. So somebody like Cabal, I think, might work better. I'd love it if they could get Jamal Campbell over from DC, but I doubt that because I'm sure he really wants to do Naomi Season 2 since he's got co-creatorship. Kyle Hotz for a darker, sinister space story on Fantastic Four. Eric Larson, he did Fantastic Four before. He did the World's Greatest Magazine or whatever miniseries, so he had a very Kirby style. Yeah, Jamal Campbell is a beast. Who else? I haven't gotten one that just blows me away. That just seems like a perfect fit. And even to be honest, like Zdarsky, I think would do a great job on Fantastic Four, but it would be great if we could get somebody even more mind-boggling. But who would that be? I don't think it's right for Cates. With people coming over from, say, DC, I don't think it's right for somebody like Snyder, but he's going to be focused on indies. Who could it be? How about this? How about Alex Packnadel writing Fantastic Four? Lemire on Fantastic Four could be interesting. We saw a little bit of what he could possibly do on the Terrifics, but I don't know if his style would lend itself very well to that. Ooh, Lee Weeks would be a great artist for Fantastic Four. And Taylor could do a good job on it, too. Yeah, W. Maxwell Prince, Mike Allred did a great job on FF, but he's never really gotten to do the Fantastic Four proper. That would be interesting. I think aggressive relaxing is Put Lemire on Daredevil and move Zdarsky to Fantastic Four? You're already trying to replace Chip on Daredevil, homie? Lemire probably would really work on Daredevil. Like, really work on Daredevil. Chris Samney, he's done with Marvel right now. He's happy at Firepower, but he would be a great Fantastic Four artist. I'd love to see Lemire on Immortal Hulk. Yeah, especially after that one shot, right? Whew, LeBron. The dude from Bruce Aragones? Hell yeah. I think Zdarsky could do Daredevil and Fantastic Four, but I would even now I'm like, Zdarsky would be good, but yeah, there could be even somebody better. Somebody really good. Like, and Alex Packnadell would really, I think, do some cool things with Fantastic Four. Especially with a good artist. Alex Packnadell and Pepe Larraz. Oh my goodness, that'd be great. We already last week, or a couple weeks ago, put Ron V and Dan Mora on Superman. So imagine getting Alex Packnadell and Pepe Larraz on Fantastic Four. Yeah, Dan Slott's going to continue for a while, I think. It's just it's going to go down. I know it. It's going to go down as an okay run. It's going to be fine. I don't think it's super bad. Like, I don't read these issues and just go, oh, I hate it. But, like, it's not super exciting. I am thankful to have the Fantastic Four book back because there's not many cemented comic book superhero properties that just go away for so long. So I'm glad to have them back, but I would like to we'll see what he does with issue 25, but I don't know. What DC or Marvel title would you like to see Daniel Warren Johnson take on? Just regular ass Wonder Woman? That would be great. Daniel Warren Johnson doing that would be so cool. I'd like to see him do something. Let's see. Daniel Warren Johnson at Marvel. I'd like to see him. Imagine him getting to do the Black Label treatment like he did with Dead Earth on something like Deathlock. Imagine him getting to work with Blade. Imagine him getting to do Tomb of Dracula. Something like that. That'd be cool. Be good, man. Could be good. Could be good. David Embuer from Kanto, hell yeah, and Art Adams for Fantastic Four. Well, Art Adams did 3 issues of Fantastic Four. They were great. We covered them in a Marvel in the 90s, which will return next week with another Horror Fest related one. There's no way we're getting Art Adams to do interiors on an ongoing anytime again, I don't think, but not a bad dream team. Blade and Deathlock, hell yeah, right? That would be dope. I'd like to see him do a Blade book that was kind of like I Am Legend based a little bit, like Old Man Blade, Last Blade Left. It's kind of an idea I have. It's actually one of the codas in my 5-year Blade plan, but that's enough about that. Hamburger Basket is saying what we're all already been saying and what we're always thinking. Marvel really needs to upgrade their paper. I know someone mentioned this earlier. A Blaze has better quality. A Blaze, Vault, DC, Boom, literally everybody. Scout, Source Point, Xenoscope, fucking Antarctica Press. Like, literally almost every other publisher has better paper quality. Except for maybe Dark Horse right now. Than Marvel. every single fucking one of them. Paul says Warren Ellis. Well, I don't think Warren Ellis is getting any mainstream work for a while. But he did do 12 issues of Ultimate Fantastic Four that I thought had potential. But he would have been a really great pick back in the day. 100%. John says USA Today has better paper now. Yeah, Ellis did Astonishing X-Men. He did Excalibur too. And he did Ultimate Fantastic Four 6 through 18. I think he did the Doom story, Goat Legs Doom, and he did the Negative Zone story. Fable says IDW quality on their paper sucks too. They have a lot of print defects too. It's plagued Kanto. It really has, hasn't it? Lakers are winning the championship tonight, I think, y'all. Give me anything with Tradd Moore. A Tradd Moore Fantastic Four miniseries would be really cool. Imagine Tradd Moore doing a miniseries written by Daniel Warren Johnson. Not art by, but art by Tradd Moore. That could be really cool. I don't know if we're going to get anything ongoing from him, really, though. Yeah, Lakers are winning tonight, y'all. I should have set up some kind of like a GIF thing where I could play it for the blah, blah, blah. But anyway. Russell says, kind of bummed that Slott's still the writer on Fantastic Four. No hate, just would have loved some fresh ideas for this new Fantastic Four era. Me too. 100%. Yeah, Ellis did Astonishing X-Men. Did he do it right after Whedon? Was he right after Whedon? He did a run on Wolverine, too, called Not Dead Yet with Lionel Francis Yu. That was actually a pretty decent run on Wolverine. What are some notable works of Daniel Warren Johnson? Extremity, Murder Falcon, and Wonder Woman Dead Earth are the three that pop in my head. Give me Lemire and Tradd Moore on anything. That would be dope. Hell yeah, Ruben. It's still a 30-point lead, man. Woo. The Heat are good, though. Look for the Heat in the next few years. Butler, Hero. That's a good team. Dead Earth was something. I think it was something awesome, but yeah, it was something. I want Lemire to write Ghost Rider. That would be really cool. Let Lemire write a Ghost Rider and then run that through and then let me take a crack at the character. I'd do Ghost Thrasher with Fable. Any good Halloween horror books out this month? Well, the usual fare, Ice Cream Man, Gideon Falls, the Swamp Thing one-shot from last week was pretty cool. That was decent. They just did some Hatchet series if you're into the slasher-type stuff. Daniel Warren Johnson writing and drawing a Ghost Rider book would be fucking awesome. Actually, think about that. Holy yes. Daniel Warren Johnson needs to do something on Ghost Rider. Writing and drawing. Hell yeah. But the usual fare, that's what I would recommend. And I would recommend checking out some of the classics. Alan Moore's Swamp Thing is great. Afterlife with Archie, I just wish it would come back. That probably never will. We read some old school Tales from the Crypt and Haunt of Fear and shit like that. Read some Infidel's a great one. The Plot is really, really good right now. Yeah, Creep Show. Read that comic book. Get a hold of the Trick or Treat omnibus they did. Really fun stuff for this time of the year. Real fun stuff for this time of the year. All right, everybody. It's time now for the DC Comics preview. All right, so I got my DC Comics that I read for this week. So this is kind of your early look at my thoughts on the DC book. So we got this DC, The Doomed and the Damned. It's a 80-page one-shot of Halloween-type stories. It's okay. This isn't really that good. If you want a one-shot mainstream comic book to scratch that Halloween horror itch, go with the Swamp Thing one from last week. Way better than this one. This one, kind of passable, unless you just can't get enough of these kind of things. Detective Comics 1028. Y'all, I did not like this issue. I'm not liking Peter Tomasi's run. It's been stagnant. It's been stale. It's been boring to me. The artwork by Nicola Scott is interesting, but it doesn't do anything dynamic. This is just a forgettable detective comic story. It's got some setup, I guess, about the guy who's going to try to be the mayor. This takes place after Joker War. There's that, but it's not interesting, and I think we actually need a new team on Detective Comics, and I am pushing hard for Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev. I think that's where they would work very well. I think that's where Bendis would work, is on Detective Comics supplementing itself as a Bat family-centric crime fiction book to Tynian's Batman More Superhero explosive book. Hawkman number 28, this is the penultimate issue. It's all right. It's not super bad, but it feels like, Vendetti was told, well, okay, we're going to cancel the book. You got to wrap it up. So he wraps it up. And he's starting to do that, and it's interesting, and it's got some decent stuff going on, but it's okay. It's not bad. There's only one issue left, and Vendetti's done a great job with that Hawkman story of taking all these different... Everybody does this. I thought Jeff Johns did a great job of taking all the mythology of all the different Hawkmans and kind of making it make sense, and Vendetti's actually did a better job. And so right now, he's just kind of telling his final story. That's what he's doing. And he only has 2 issues to do it. So obviously, I don't think it has enough time to really get the themes across. The themes feel really pushed, and the characters seem to overreact at times. Superman 26. I'm so ready for Bendis to be off of Superman. This book is exactly why I don't like Superman right now. Because, first of all, it's such a fucking tease. Ivan Reis's artwork in this book is so freaking amazing. Ivan Reis is the perfect artist for Superman. But Bendis' story is so boring and drab and plain and like everything else he's ever done before. And it just doesn't... but the artwork is so powerful and awesome, and it just needs the words behind it. God, I hate Superman right now. But we said Ram V and Dan Mora. Could you imagine that? Hell, keep Ivan on there for a while. Wonder Woman 764. This is the issue where I'm going to leave Wonder Woman. I thought Tamaki had a good start with her run, especially when... Hanan was doing the artwork, and then they brought in Barberi, and it just wasn't working. I was like, was it the artist that's making the style and structure and just shifted the story change and everything? And no, it's just the writing. I'm just not liking it. It feels a little, this one in particular, maybe this is what she's going for, but it feels a little too Charlie's Angels for me, and I just don't really like it that much. And they're playing too weird with this Max Lord stuff, not treating him as seriously sinister as I think he could be. So Wonder Woman, I think I'm done with that one. Batman and the Outsiders, number 17. The final issue of Brian Hill's run. And I like this because Brian Hill got to really end his run last issue. And this is a coda. He gets to actually have an entire issue to give every character a setup for what's to come and to end their arcs for this entire series. And it's a rarity that you have a creator get to do that. And it's a very powerful issue because of it. I thought it was really solid. A solid end to a pretty solid Batman run. But the focus on other characters, like I think that's been some of the best work done on Signal. It's been some great work on Cassandra. And it's been great with Katana and Black Lightning as well. Justice League Odyssey J-Lo. Ultimately, this will be a forgettable Justice League story, but it does do some important things like setting up Darkseid once again as a preeminent villain and the world of Apocalypse. It's decent and it's an interesting ending, but it kind of just gets thrown together. And to be honest, I think the book's kind of lost its way a little bit. It's had cool ideas, it's had some cool executions, had some cool moments, but for the most part, the book is okay. It's one that you ride along with and then you forget about. But at least this book did its service of putting Darkseid back where he was supposed to be. And then everything gets wrecked by metal, which, whatever. Flash 763, the first issue without Joshua Williamson. It's sad. It's sad as fuck, y'all. But what did the new team do? Now, I don't think that this is the new permanent team. I think this is just filler, and it reads like filler. It doesn't start off with like a new direction. Doesn't start off with like establishing stuff. It feels like a filler issue, but it does set up for the next one. It was a decent issue. Basically, Flash loses his ring, and the Trickster may be involved somehow. But it was a good issue. It had decent artwork. It wasn't bad. But we just missed Joshua Williamson. But it was an okay filler type issue of Flash. It wasn't bad. It was pretty solid. The Batman's Grave, number 11, the penultimate issue. It's exactly what Ellis and Hitch have been doing already on this book. Great action sequences, great dialogue, cool mystery, slowly unfolding, a lot more information now. Everything's out in the open. We're getting back to the thematics of the idea of the brutal nature of what Bruce does to him. The best written Alfred in years. And I'm going to be sad to see this one wrap up, but it's really been solid, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the final issue. Strange Adventures number 6. This issue was great. It's a conversation basically between Alana and Michael. And you get some more revelation on certain things, but more questions are posed. I'm loving this book. Mitch Gerrits and Doc Shaner are doing fantastic work with the artwork, swapping duties, telling two different stories all at the same time, and they all tie in artistically and thematically through the story. And this has been Tom King's best work, in my opinion, since Mr. Miracle. I think it's super strong, and I'm loving it. Strange Adventures. Rorschach number 1. Also from Tom King, Jorge Fornes on the artwork. And I love what Fornes does here, because Fornes does a tribute to the Watchmen and Dave Gibbons artwork, but he doesn't just lock himself up in a 9-panel grid. And especially with Tom King being the writer, that's really surprising. He does his own thing stylistically and with the composition. And that was really cool. So artistically, I really like this book. It's a great hard-boiled detective crime noir story. It's got an interesting premise. It's got some decent thematics that it's working with, but nothing story-wise really super hooked me into this first issue. And I'm not that guy who's always like, I hate it when they delve into the world of the Watchmen, and there's all kinds of things you can think about Watchmen and Alan Moore versus DC and everything caught in the middle. Regardless, if you're going to do a Rorschach book, tell me a good story. Art was great. Story, though, didn't do quite enough to really hook me or make me feel like this book is necessary. But we'll see what's to come. It was a slight disappointment for me. This book, however, was not a disappointment. This is Dark Knight's Death Metal number 4. And 100%, I told you, you need to read Trinity Crisis seriously. If you skip Trinity Crisis and Speed Metal and Multiverses End, that's fine, but you got to read Trinity Crisis. This book picks right up from Trinity Crisis. I love it. I love how Scott Snyder's making a meta commentary on the state of comic books, especially at DC. He's making this statement, a meta statement on the Crisis events, and he's making that statement within the book itself, within universe. And I love it. It's brilliant. You can tell that him and Capullo are having a lot of fun. And like Snyder has said, it's not about forgetting mistakes, but making everything work together and making sense and tying it all together, making it all matter. And that's what happens here. Lots of references to the previous Crisis events, the big 3, Final Crisis, Infinite Crisis, and of course the Big Daddy, Crisis on Infinite Earths, all these different crises. And Death Metal is tying it all together. It's the anti-crisis, and I am loving it. This, by far, was my favorite DC book of the week. Bam. And there was your early look, your DC Comics sneak peek. And now we're back. What's up? Yeah, pretty chrome, man. It is a shiny book, Epoch. +534 JI $? Is a code. You didn't accidentally sit on your keyboard. That was a code. We all know it. You're trying to trigger a Teen Dog Shades night. Ain't gonna happen. Oh, I didn't take a look at the Jon Stewart cover of that yet. My mom is 73 and she just asked me if she could read my Swamp Thing comics. Hell yeah, Ed, let her. She'll be like, what have I been missing? Michael Morisi on Detective. That could be cool. I'd like to see him on something more supernatural based. The Spectre. Could you imagine The Spectre by Michael Morisi? That could be cool. That could be really cool. That could be excellently cool. All right, what do you guys want to talk about? We got some more stuff coming up. We got a top 5. It's horror related. Horror Fest. You know, we're right in the middle of Horror Fest. Everybody give out a station if you've been watching along with Horror Fest. We've covered The Lost Boys, The Cabin in the Woods, Near Dark, George A. Romero's Dead series, Reanimator, and we did Monster Squad last night on Dylan's Comics. But this upcoming Friday night, it's all about Phantasm. Phantasm 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm very, very excited for this one. But tomorrow night, Horror Fest also rolls on through with Mummy Monday. We're talking about The Mummy's Ghost. A live movie commentary. I'm having fun with those ones. We got a station from Fable. I know Fable's been there. He's been there on those Mummy Mondays too. We got a station from Arminio. Hell yeah. Horror Fest is our favorite shit, you know. And once again, let me elaborate the plans. Horror Fest isn't going to end at Halloween, kind of. It is officially, but we're sticking with the horror theme throughout the rest of the year. Aside from one that we're doing with Bueller and Perry, we're doing Roadhouse. So, Horror Fest officially ends October 30th with Halloween 2018. And then, next week, we're taking it off. We deserve it. Everybody deserves it. After a Horror Fest, you deserve a week off. And then we're coming back on November 13th. That's right. It's going to be a Friday the 13th. And guess what we're talking about? All Friday the 13th films. Every single one of them, including Freddy vs. Jason. Every single one of them. So go ahead and start watching your Friday the 13th films. That will be a live discussion too. Then we got the Roadhouse review of Bueller and possibly Perry from Perry's Comics. And then a break for Thanksgiving. And then we come back with 2 horror films to wrap up the year. And for Christmas time, we're doing Gremlins and Black Christmas. So, hell yeah. Hell yeah, Fable. November 13th is going to be epic. Friday the 13th. They thought watching 6 and talking about 6 dead movies from George A. Romero was tough. There you go. It's going to be dope. You've never seen a PCP movie review like that one. But Horror Fest is great. I love it. I love it. And we're loving these live movie discussions. So we're going to keep doing them. We're going to keep doing them in 2021. We really are. And I think we're doing one for... We're either doing an in-studio one or we're doing a live one for New Mutants. But we will do that when it reviews. November 13th is the day before my birthday. I'll be drinking. Hell yes, so will I. Friday the 13th. Talking about all... What? Yeah, 13, right? Right, Herminio? 13. There's the 10. Then there's the remake. Freddy vs. Jason. It's just 12. There's 12 of them, right? Yeah, there's 12 of them. Should be 13. There will be one day. We all know that. Well, that goes ahead and just like leads me right into the next discussion. It's top 5 time. And it's kind of related to Friday the 13th. I want to know, what are your top 5? What are your favorite movie slashers? I'm not saying slasher films. I'm saying movie slashers. Basically the villain in slasher films. What are your top 5 favorite movie slashers? Let's go. Sound off, PCP Army. Top 5 movie slashers. At number 5, I have Ghostface. I know it's a different person in every movie. In fact, it's different people in every single movie. But I love what they did. They kind of almost went back to the Michael Myers idea of taking a very cheap mask to buy. This mask was at every single drugstore in the years leading up to this film. So it felt real. It felt raw. I love how self-referential it is. And so Ghostface still goes down as one of my favorite movie slashers because also Ghostface, he and she, super creepy. At number 4, we got Jason Voorhees. Come on, you got to have him on here. The hockey mask is iconic. I love him, especially in Jason Lives, where he basically becomes an unstoppable zombie. Jason is dope, and he's definitely someone who is threatening, never stops, and one of the greatest movie slashers of all time, and many people would have him as their number 1. But I have him at number 4. What's my number 3? Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger's got more personality and style than Jason does. He's also iconic. He's got the glove, super scary. He's got the burnt up face. The so much thought is put into this character. The colors on the sweater. Wes Craven found out that those were the hardest colors for the human brain to see next to each other or something. He's got the eye. He's got the personality. Yeah, he became a bunch of one-liners. He became a cliche. So did Jason. You know who didn't become a cliche? My number 2, Michael Myers. Michael Myers is the scariest of these guys almost to me. All the ones from the 80s especially. I love the soulless dark black eyes. I love the idea that Laurie's not his sister. I love the idea from the original film. He's just the boogeyman. he just gets shot. He comes right back. I love that mask. It was so iconic, even though it was so cheaply made and cheaply done. It was absolutely brilliant. And of course, John Carpenter in that first film really set a great character with exceptional camera work and editing and a film score. And at number 1, though, it's the OG movie slasher, y'all. It's Norman Bates. A boy's best friend is his mother. That's my favorite movie slasher. It's the OG. This is what defined it, really. And Anthony Perkins does a great job in all 4 of those films, in my opinion. I love his character. He is likable. He's relatable. Unlike everybody else on this list, you actually have a little bit of empathy for Norman Bates. But then when you find out who exactly he is and how crazy he is, oh my goodness, it gets super, super scary, and I wouldn't hurt a fly. But that's my number 1 slasher, and that's my top 5 favorite movie slashers. What are yours? Sound off. Yes, John, the plan is to still do the movie. I was going to message you earlier when you messaged me about Dak. John never messaged me about football. And even John messages me. He goes, I'm sorry to hear about Dak. That's terrible. I was like, damn, you're right, though. Hopefully it's not career ending, but it's season ending for sure. Oh, it was gruesome. Bob, I don't even get your bit there, man. You're talking about like because they all have swords? Is that what you're talking about? But yeah, John, we're still doing it, man. Saturday night, if you're down, we're down. That was the plan. The 17th, hell yeah. He did liquefy Johnny Depp, Freddy Krueger. Who are your favorites? Stefan says Facts with Ghostface. Fable says nice pick with Norman Bates. Yeah, they are the top samurai characters. You're right. I get what you're saying. All right, throw out your favorite slashers. We're going to take a quick break. Let me know your favorite slashers. The Puppet Master movies count? Hell yeah. Now, I didn't count Pinhead. He's a little too supernatural. Now, Freddy's supernatural too, but he's more of a slasher. Pinhead doesn't really, like, stalk people and kill them, though. Slashers to me are people that kind of, like, hunt and kill. Even Norman Bates kind of does it a little bit, even though it's more of a trap that they're lured in, right? But yeah, those are I appreciate that, Bob. But we're going to take a quick break. This is a song from Fable. Hands up, hell yeah!
Put your fucking hands in the air. Hands in the air. hands in the air. Put your fucking hands in the air. Put your fucking hands in the air.
Welcome back, everybody, to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I am Rockin Robbie, and all this stuff is right here. So just pay attention to that if you want to know where you can help support this channel. So how are y'all doing? We asked everybody what their top 5, what their favorite movie slashers were. So now we're going to get to some of these answers. Hamburger Basket says Myers, Jason, Freddy, Leatherface, Madman Mars. Refresh my memory. What's Madman Mars? Good list. Let's see. Twitch says Candyman. Great one. I got a copy of Candyman on the way. I'm eager to get back into it. Easy Reader says Mrs. Voorhees. Hell yeah. From the first Friday the 13th. Hell yeah. You know, that's one of the questions that... That's one of the questions that gets the Drew Barrymore in the first Scream, as they ask her who the killer in the Friday the 13th was. And she says, Jason. So no, it's Jason's mother. Epoch says, true story. My first horror Scream as a kid was the first Friday the 13th. Bastard came out of the water at the canoe. Hell yeah, that's a creepy scene. Eddie says, Chucky. That's a good one. Chad says, the little kid under the bed in the original Pet Sematary. Oh yeah. Araminio says, Freddy, Jason, Myers, Jacob Goodnight, and Chucky. Nice. How many times you say Candyman? I thought it was 3. Is it 3 or is it 5? I think it's 3. The Detective Comics issue this week is kind of Candyman-esque in a way. It's okay. It's okay. Don't forget Phantasm series review Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Time live here on the channel. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time live. Live movie commentary on The Mummy's Ghost. Horror Fest rolls on through. Freddy, because he has 5 knives. Does he got one on his thumb? Does he? Yeah. Samuel says, Ghostface, Freddy, Jason, Myers, the guy from The Shining, what's his name? Jack Torrance. He let that door have it with that axe. Yeah, he did. There's lots of good movie slashers. Just another rundown of my list. Ghostface. Jason, Freddie, Michael, Norman. Hell yeah. All right, we're nearing show and tell time, so get some more thoughts. Let's keep this conversation going as the Lakers are very much set up to win here, and that's very exciting to me. Can I get a station for the Lakers? Maybe. I know I can get one from Bob. It sucks I really didn't get to pay too much attention to this game, but I'm glad I got to experience with you guys after the disappointment of Dak's injury today. Station. Here's Johnny. Oh, I sold a bunch of my pops this week. Talking about funding the hobby. By selling a bunch of my pops, I got a lot of cool stuff. Including some more pops. I didn't sell every single thing. Obviously, I kept all my horror ones, the classics, and the moderns. I don't have a Jack Torrance. I passed up on one a while ago, and I probably regret it, but whatever. It was like $20 because it was the chase. But I sold my Umbrella Academy pops. I sold my Zach Morris. I sold my Neo. They were wound up. I actually traded into Mike at my shop and got store credit. So. Man, I saw the video of Dak. Oh my God, I feel so bad for him. It looks brutal. Yeah, it does. Like, ooh, it was gruesome. Ugh. I hate it. We wound up with the win, but we're not winning the Super Bowl this year, y'all. It's not happening. Auburn's not looking so hot. Football is meaningless. Yankees are out. Lakers are about to win the championship, and that's cool. And now I just got to look forward to the next seasons. That's how it is. That's just the way it is. Baseball and basketball will be back next year. But hell yeah, go Lakers. That's dope. It just sucks. Yeah, he gets hurt. He didn't sign the deal. Ugh. No, I think Dalton will be fine. I think we got a good backup, I think they'll be able to be fine. I think they still can win the East, but the NFC East is like kind of weak as shit, So it's not difficult to win the NFC East right now, even with just a 500 record, which has been what it's been like for the last couple of years. But I don't know. There's no way that this defense is going to make it through a postseason, even if we got there. Yeah, basketball usually starts already like in October, I think, right? October, November. So I think the plan right now is like January, February or something like that to restart that. Joe says, I had a lot of favorite comics for Pick of the Week this week. Like what, Joe? What was your Pick of the Week? What about the Chiefs losing today? I did catch the end of that game. That was crazy. Couldn't believe that. It happens, though. It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. See, I got my Frankenstein stuff still behind me because we covered Reanimator this last week. I hope you guys checked out that video. Reanimator's a fun one. 5 ya digs across the board on that one, which I thought was pretty crazy, to be honest. Reality is turned upside down. Top 5 iconic horror props like the Lament configuration or Freddy's glove. Well, you got 2 of them right there, Fable. You got the Lament configuration. You got Freddy's glove. What else you got? You got... See, something like the machete for Jason or the knife, the butcher's knife for Mike, that's not iconic quite enough, Like those 2 are. Those are very significant. How about the fucking sphere from Phantasm? That's a good one. That's one. Definitely. There's top 3 probably. What else is there? How about the masks? The masks are. You are right about that. Well, then the Jason mask and the Michael Myers mask. There you go. We round out the top 5 right there. The Necronomicon's a good one. The Necronomicon from Evil Dead. The spheres from Phantasm. Freddy's glove. Jason's mask. Michael's mask. Ghostface masks. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, maybe? Dracula's cape. Dracula's swag. Joe says Batman 100, Transformers, My Little Pony, Spider-Man 850, and Wolverine and X-Force. Hell yeah, those were good ones. Except I didn't really dig on the Spider-Man one. I thought it was unnecessarily oversized. Ash's chainsaw hand, you're right about that. That's a good one. Hell, man. For me, Reggie's fucking 4-barrel shotgun. From Phantasm. Of course, I've been watching the Phantasm movies. The reagent, that glowing liquid in the shit, you know? Hell yeah. I mean, the look of Frankenstein and the Wolfman. Yeah, the green stuff, the reagent and reanimator. Lakers are up 103-86 with 1 minute and 5 seconds left. We're ending the stream on a good note. We started it on a sad note talking about Dak's injury. And now we're ending it on a good note with my team, the Lakers, winning. And look at AD and LeBron right there. It's beautiful. The Leprechaun. Ninth Gate's a good movie, Epoch. It's a creepy-ass movie. It's good. Johnny Depp. Dr. Loomis's trench coat. AD got his first championship, y'all. Still not quite over. Man, the Heat were so good, dude. Jimmy Butler's amazing. Hero's amazing. I remember him playing Auburn because he played for Kentucky. Ooh. All right. I'm excited. I haven't had a team win a championship in a while, y'all. I really haven't. So that's pretty dope. Hell yeah. I like it, though. Still got to shoot. You still got to do your thing. They cut the lead, making it look a little bit better. Time for a beer bong. Here's to the Lakers. They just won. Station for the Lakers. The best part about the Lakers winning is that Jay Strick owes me some Taco Bell. That's right, I get a free Taco Bell meal from Jay Strick, 'cause he bet against the Lakers. Station! Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Venom. He didn't play for the Lakers, but he thought San Francisco was better. Hell yeah, Lakers. Hey, where's Mario? Look how excited everybody is for the Lakers. All right, that was fun. Go Lakers. Go Lakers. Boy. Do you like how I had the tall man do the huh? Oh, Mike's calling me a bandwagon fan. That's fine. I've been a Lakers fan since I was a fucking kid. Mike thinks you can't have more than one favorite team. Oh, yeah, Herminio, we got to get a Spidey swinging across the screen. Let's do it. Hell yeah, Angus Scrim. Party at Robbie's. Let's do it. Station. Hell yeah. It's show and tell time. First of all, in the spirit of Horror Fest, I showed this off on Dylan's Comics last night, but I picked this up, and I usually, who cares about showing off a DVD? But I got this for $12 at Walmart. 6 movies. It's Hellraiser 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Including the 3 I was talking about, Inferno, Hellseeker, and Deader. Some of these are hard to find on Blu-ray, so that's really exciting. There is a Blu-ray set, but it only has 4 movies, and it doesn't have whatever. Needless to say, I'm just glad to have them physically. There you go. There you go. What else we got here? I do want to give a big shout out to Mike, though, even though he calls me a bandwagon Lakers fan, which I'm not. He hooked me up, and we got the Dino Thunder White Ranger from Walgreens exclusive. But look, it does have the messed up head without the detail, as you can see. But nevertheless, have no fear. Mike always throws out, and we got the right head. So hell yeah, we'll open that on a later date. Got some pops. How about Batman the Dawnbreaker? I want to get all the pops for all the evil Dark Knights. So let's do it. Even though I sold the majority of my pops, there's still some collections I want to get, including this one. This is a really dope pop. The Dawnbreaker, the evil Green Lantern Batman. Look at that. Very excited to finally have that. Put that there. But we ain't done yet. How about the Red Death? Bruhs. Let's do it. Box is a little damaged on the Dawnbreaker, but it doesn't matter. Because I was always going to open these up. I got the Batman Who Laughs already. And don't worry, there'll be more coming. Still got to get the Merciless. And they haven't done the Drowned yet. This one is really dude. This one's really good because it's got a really cool base. Look at that, y'all. Look at the base. That's cool as shit. So, all right. With the Batman Who Laughs and those 2, I have 3 now. 3. So that's always super cool. Let's see here. Angus Scrim, hell yeah. Reggie B is one cool dude. Hell yeah, Reggie Bannister. Hell yeah. When I'm done with this stream, we're going to be done soon because I'm watching Phantasm 4 tonight. Very excited. And anybody who asked, I didn't take pictures, but my Tijuana beef and mac turned out just fine. It was great. David says, new Lovecraft Country episode was fire. Have you been watching the show? Yeah, I am 5 episodes in. The last episode I watched was the one with Ruby and the flesh falling, all that stuff. That was a really great episode. So I'm behind, but I need to get caught up on it. But I've been watching all these damn horror films. Right now I have to watch these Phantasm films. And Lovecraft Country's on HBO Max. Hell yeah. I got some deluxe hardcover and omnibuses I want to talk about, some omnibuy. So this upcoming week, we got National Anthem coming out, True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys. I got the oversized hardcover. It goes right along with the Umbrella Academies by Gerard Way. So I'm really excited to have this. So I got that this week. We were talking about Warren Ellis earlier. So I picked up the Warren Ellis Hellstorm Omnibus. I've never read these, but they're from the 90s. It's early Ellis, but it's all in one, and I got it. It's in an omnibus format, whatever. And one more omnibus. This is a heavier one. I got the Commandy by Jack Kirby. Look at that. Super thick, very heavy. I'm super pumped to have this. All of Jack Kirby's Commandy in one go. Bam. So there you go. I also got this. Just came out, the Earthrise Megatron. Big fan of Megatron. It's a tank mode. So you see the tank right there. So I'm very excited. Maybe I'll open it up. Nah, probably not. Not yet. But. So you know, I already got the Seekers. I got Starscream. I've got Skywarp. I've got Thundercracker. And now we got Optimus. And you know what? Because these, first of all, these Hasbro Transformers, like War for Cybertron toys, are dope as fuck. Okay? But I'm not as big of a Transformers guy as I am other properties. So I'm not going to hunt down every single one. Though that's tempting because they all look great. They really do. But the ones that I either had when I was a kid or wanted, the ones I loved were the Seekers, Soundwave, and then Optimus and Megatron. So we're going to open up this Megatron right now. Got some places to cut. I guess that Hellstorm is the inspiration for the Marauders 13 variant. What, the cover? Is that what you're talking about? I've never read this, but I'm excited. I like looking at Warren Ellis's early work sometimes. Because you see, like, when you look at someone's early raw work like that, you can see the potential there. But you can see how it's not quite refined yet. And as a creator yourself, it can really help you recognize where you're not quite as refined in your own story ideas or whatnot. So we got them open. This is the one with the trailer. I'm just going to try to basically get the figure out right now. Think of all these damn twisty toys. I hate them. Can I just get the Optimus out though? I don't care. I'm just cut the hell out of this. I think I almost cut my fucking hand off. But I didn't. That's what's important. His feet. You know, one of my favorite things about... You guys know I love these, like, Toy Biz, Marvel toys especially. I think one of the reasons why is because you take it off the blister and there it is. No twisty tie bullshit. All right. There we go. I'm not even going to attempt to transform him yet. Because I remember what it was like with the... oh, shit. He's got shit around his fucking arms, too. Why? Why? Why does he have this? Why? Whatever. There's the Optimus Prime. I'll figure out how to transform him. And we'll show him off again. Maybe Friday night for show and tell. Dope figure, though. Pretty sure his chest opens up. I don't know how yet, though. But yeah. There you go. Boom. Optimus Prime. That's show and tell. There you go. And now it's time for the final 9, but it's actually 11. Because we're finishing off the card set tonight. Damn it. More of these joke ones. They really just were trying to figure out what to do. So Spider-Man presents Captain America. It says, Cap, did you get your superpowers from the Super Soldier Serum? Yes, but it was a mistake. I thought I was drinking a glass of lemonade. Ha 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 ha. Doctor Strange. Say, Doc Strange, didn't you learn magic from the Ancient One? That's right. I knew him when he was only 100. Weird stretch, Doctor Strange. Yep, we're moving away from cards next week when we do the first 5 and final 9. There's the Iron Man one right there. Just focus. You know what started out as a really cool idea, I thought, to show all these cards individually, like turned into a pain in my ass because of the focus thing. And it's how I start the show. So I'm always starting the show like, oh, I can't get it to focus. There you go. Iron Man is millionaire playboy Tony Stark. You got money, women, power. Is there anything you don't have? A can opener. Get me out of here. I guess that's funny. And there's more jokes on the back. It's just a laugh fucking riot. There's Wolverine. Wolverine, your real name is Logan. Is that your first name or your last name? Yup. It's his last name. It's James. All right. Now those are over. So they actually have a card for Stan Lee in this set. So there it is right there. And they call it Mr. Marvel. That's actually a really cool card. So that's a nice little tribute. It's got his image on the back. First appearance, Fantastic Four number 10. That is a true story. And then we have the checklist. Look, y'all, those are all the cards that we went over this year. It's been a long journey, but it's come to completion, except for we have 5 hologram cards. What? Are you serious? That's right. First up, Cosmic Spider-Man. There it is right there. Next up, Magneto. Those are actually showing up better than I thought they would. They're kind of 3-dimensional. And they got the prism effect. Then we got Silver Surfer. Always loved that card when I was a kid. Look at that. Then we got Wolverine. That's a great one. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. And the final one. Spider-Man versus the Green Goblin. And that's the entire card set, including the 5 foils. Bam! We just did it. We did all of the Marvel Universes. Don't worry. Next week, though, we're going to something different. Not comics, not comic book cards, something different. I wonder what that's going to be. We'll find out next week on Rockin Robbie Live. Well, that's the show, everybody. So thank you for being here. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I enjoy doing this with you on Fridays. On Sundays. But don't forget, on Friday... Actually, forget Friday for right now. Tomorrow night, I'll be back live here on the channel doing a live movie commentary of The Mummy's Ghost. And then Friday night, we'll be live on the channel at 9 p.m. Central Time talking about all 5 Phantasm movies. In fact, I'm about to go watch Part 4 right now. We had a great show tonight. We had special guest appearances by Everything Comics and Comics with Bueller. Be sure to check them out tomorrow morning on the Coffee and Comics Show on Comics with Bueller, 7 a.m. Central Time. And be sure to check out Thunderdome on Bueller's weekly Top 10. And that will be out on Tuesday morning. And you can vote for PCP. Our pick is going to be Devil's Red Bride. So thank you guys so much. We love you. But don't go away too long. We've been doing these post-credit things. But anyway, thanks for rocking with us. Go Lakers. Hell yeah. Go fucking Lakers. Have a good one, y'all. Love each other. Oh, but Herminio, who said that we were done? That's right, brothers. Station! Station! How are y'all doing? Welcome to the after party here at Rockin Robbie Live. Station! Lakers win. Hell yeah. How are y'all doing? Ye faithful who stay. I'm tired of you talking shit, Mike. I'm not even going to fucking respond to you anymore. You just don't even remember. It's fine. Like you give a shit. I try talking to Mike about sports, and he seems so uninterested, by the way. Every time I try to talk to Mike about sports when I see him in person, he never fucking cares. Never has anything interesting to say. And then he comes in here on the streams, and he starts talking shit. Fuck you, Mike. I'm still a Heat fan, man. Jesus Christ, man. Regardless, I'll tell you what. Strickland owes me a Taco Bell dinner, and I'm excited as hell. Dude, Dak Prescott broke his fucking ankle today. Let me have my joy, Mike. How dare you try to steal this from me? How dare you? That's pretty badass. I really like the posability on these fucking Transformers. They're astounding. You do all kinds of cool things with them. I'm not even going to try to fucking transform it yet, though. Seems silly to start selling all your pops so that, like, you can buy more pops, but, like, I bought just a handful of pops. It's just these dark metal fucking Batman ones, the Fantastic Four ones I kept, all my horror ones, and Power Rangers. I kept those ones. Mike says, go Celtics, go Suns. I believe in two teams. Me too. Lakers and Heat, man. I grew up a fucking Lakers fan. I stopped being a Lakers fan for a while because of the Kobe fucking Shaq split. So I decided I'd become a Heat fan. Plus, I had just met Kevin fucking Tome, who was my partner in the Basement Show. So we became Heat fans, and they won that year against the Mavs. And then, you know, just history. But, like, I started rooting again for the fucking Heat years ago, including last year. You just don't remember me trying to fucking talk to you about my disappointment in the Lakers last year. So I'm tired of it. Fucking tired of it. How are y'all doing? Do y'all watch anime? Out here, anybody here in the faithful few? Do you watch anime? And if so, what's your favorites? Me, I don't actively watch anime, but I have watched anime and I like certain series. I'm probably showing my old school age here. But the shows and movies I like are Akira, Blood Plus, or Blood the Last Vampire, actually. Blood Plus is pretty decent. I love Big O, Outlaw Star, Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo is one of my favorites. Escaflowne, Neon Genesis Evangelion is probably my favorite anime series. But like I said, I haven't watched a lot. I like Samurai 7, Trinity Blood. I think I've reached the end. Devil May Cry had an anime, I think. That was good. I watched it. It came with a fucking PlayStation game or something. But I like those ones. Yeah, Mike's a Celtics fan, man. See, Ninja Scroll and the original Vampire Hunter D, they're the first animes I watched. I watched them on VHS, and it was back in the days where like kids had to like hide them under their mattresses and shit. And that's when I watched those two, and I didn't like them. I thought they were so fucking weird, so I stayed away from it for a while. And it was really Akira that brought me in. I was like, this is brilliant. I love it. And then like we were reading the books too, and then Brooks, I think, was the one that got me into Neon Genesis, and I watched it, and it blew me away. I was like, psychologically, this is so impressive. I could really fucking like it. So maybe I should go back and rewatch some of those old school ones. Look at that. Naruto, My Hero Academia. Vampire Hunter D Classic, Fist of the North Star, One Piece, Castlevania. See, my buddy liked Fist of the North Star, but I never really got into it. One Punch Man. Yeah, I don't watch anything new. You could tell by the ones that I said that those are all probably from like the fucking early to mid 2000s. I do like it. I like a short one, though. I don't like one that just goes on indefinitely. So here's something, guys. Here's something, okay? I need someone to really help me out. If I wanted to get into an anime that's, say, of the last, like, 10-ish years. But what I like, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I got the shades on. I like to get baked and just sit back with the lights off and look at some beautiful fucking colors and something interesting and a slightly cerebral. What should I watch? What's a short form anime that I should get into? Nothing that's like beyond like 26 episodes or something. What's something I should get into? Someone give me a recommendation. Like I would watch Outlaw Star. And I didn't give a shit about what was actually going on. I would just like want to see the fucking ships in space. And I would just be like, and I loved Big O. Big O was like Batman to me. I thought that shit was awesome. Fully Cooley, people were saying. Okay. Wait, you like baking, Robbie? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, man. How about them Lakers? How about them Cowboys? Jesus Christ. Ugh. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I've heard about that one. JoJo FLCL. Fucking Lakers win. Hell yeah. Here's to the Lakers. I just hope both teams had fun. I love Samurai Champloo. I love the music in it. I like Cowboy Bebop too, but I like Samurai Champloo a little bit better. Trinity Blood is one I really liked, even though it just seemed so repetitive. But I loved it for some reason. The only ones I still own are like Akira. I don't even own Neon Genesis anymore. I love it. I need to get them though. Oh, by the way, y'all thought we weren't going to open this Megatron? Pfft, shit. All this tape. Probably going to be a bunch of twisty ties here. Yep. So I'm going to be trying to pay attention to Phantasm 4 tonight while I'm probably going to be trying to learn how to transform these fucking toys. He just had 2 twisty ties. We'll forget all of his stuff, but I like it. Classic Megatron look. He turns to the tank, obviously, because he can't turn to a gun anymore. But it looks cool. Looks classic, and that's what I like. I'm excited. I want to get the G2 one as well. So there they are. Prime and Megatron. Hell yeah. Boom. Yeah, I like the Ghibli stuff. Princess Mononoke is great. That's a good one. And I haven't seen all of them. I've seen that one. I've seen Spirited Away. God, I've seen something else. I don't remember what one it was. Howl's Moving Castle. That's a great one. I miss going to theaters because they were doing that Ghibli Fest, right? I never got to go see one of those. Yeah, Miyazaki. Hell yeah, go Lakers. All right, y'all, we're out. Not really, though. We'll be right back with a cereal review. What's up, everybody? Go Lakers Station. All right. Let's talk about this one. Pumpkin Spice Cheerios. So this is the latest one I've been eating. And I've had this before, and it's the same review I always give it as this. Cheerios, first of all, an oat-based cereal has amazing texture. The texture of Cheerios is prevalent in here. When Cheerios does flavors, whether it's Very Berry, Honey Nut, Chocolate, Cinnamon, they do some really great stuff. With pumpkin spice, it's one of those instances where it just doesn't quite work as well. It's got a decent pumpkin flavor, but it's a little too low-key for me. Usually that works for Cheerios when it's like Honey Nut, when it's blueberry. It doesn't work for me. The maple, for instance, is amazing. But the pumpkin spice, it's good. It doesn't offend, but it could be better. It could have more of a actual spice punch. It's more pumpkin, less spice. I give this 3 ya digs. 3 out of 5. Station. Now, Fruit Loops with marshmallows are fine. But these are the best because they got spooky marshmallows. Now, Mike hooked me up with this. I got the chocolate Frosted Flakes right there. These get a 3 ya digs. Those get a 4 ya digs. Or maybe a 4.5. Chocolate Frosted Flakes are great, especially with marshmallows. I love the box art. They keep doing it. That's Tony the Tiger right up there as a vampire, as Dracula. There's Toucan Sam as the Wolfman. Then they also have the same thing because they come with these ghosts. Sometimes they come with skeletons, like skeleton pieces, and you can put the marshmallows together. The head, the legs, the torso, you can put them together and make a skeleton. Sometimes they're just like a Frankenstein monster, a bat, and a ghost. That's what they are right now. And I got to give a major shout out once again to Mike for hooking me up with this. This is the retro recipe for Golden Grams. It's back. They've been doing these retro things, and this is the retro recipe of Golden Grams, which has honey in it. And I'm very excited to dig into this because I've heard from my fellow cereal heads out there and all the social groups that I follow that those are like spot on, like old school 90s fucking Golden Grams. And I'm excited. Of course, I still got the monster cereals to tear into. Oh, you know I love it. No, they usually do. They have a marshmallow Fruit Loops available now. But when they do the Halloween ones, those are cool. Like I said, they do, it's Kellogg's, right? So they do Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, and Frosted Flakes. Really good stuff. Yeah, that Golden Graham stuff is good. Yeah, I'm kind of starving too, man. I think I'm going to dig into this Golden Grams because I'm sure that's going to be a 5 ya digs. I'm just hoping, man. I'm just hoping. Anyway, I'm about to go watch Phantasm 4. I hope you watch the Phantasm movies so you can join us for a Horror Fest this Friday night for our Phantasm series review. I really appreciate you all joining us here, especially for these after-hour things and indulging me in my cereal reviews and my toy unboxings and my beer drinking and my Lakers celebrations and all this kind of stuff. I love y'all so much. You've been a highlight for me in 2020. I really want to let you know how much I appreciate it. And remember, everybody, eyes above. Keep looking up. You never know what's up there. Team Dog Shay's night coming soon. Thanks for watching, y'all.